Hey there, welcome back. Before we jump into our example, let's quickly define precision and recall. Precision answers the question of all the positive predictions we made, how many were actually correct. On the other hand, recall answers the question of all the actual positives, how many did we manage to correctly identify. Now let's put this into the context with a real world example. Imagine you're building a spam email filter. You have received a bunch of emails and some of them are spam while others are not. Your spam email filter's job is to flag emails as spam or not spam based on certain characteristics. The goal is to build a machine learning model that can automatically classify incoming emails as either spam or not. So let's define the following terms in our confusion matrix. True positive. These are the emails that are actually spam and your model correctly predicts them as spam. False positives. These are the emails that are actually not spam but your model incorrectly predicts them as spam. True negatives. These are the emails that are actually not spam and your model correctly predicts them as not spam. False negatives. These are the emails that are actually spam but your model incorrectly predicts them as not spam. Now let's apply precision and recall to this email classification problem. In the context of email classification, precision answers the question of all the emails that my model classified as spam, how many were actually spam. Precision is equals to true positive upon true positive plus false positive. If your model has high precision, it means that when it predicts an email as spam, it is usually correct and it doesn't falsely label too many non-spam emails as spam. Now let us define recall. In the context of email classification, recall answers the question of all the actual spam emails, how many did my model correctly classify as spam? Recall is equals to true positive upon true positive plus false negative. If your model has high recall, it means that it correctly identifies most of the spam emails and doesn't miss many of them. It has low rate of false negatives. Now let's look at two scenarios to illustrate the trade-off between precision and recall. Scenario 1. High precision with low recall. Your model is very cautious about classifying emails as spam. It avoids making false positive errors, meaning it rarely marks a legitimate email as spam, which means low false positive. However, because it's cautious, it might miss some actual spam emails, which means high false negative. Precision is high because it rarely makes false positive errors. Recall is low because it misses many actual spam emails. Now let's see scenario 2 with high recall and low precision. In this case, your model is less cautious and marks a lot of emails as spam. It captures most of the actual spam emails, which is low false negative. However, it also makes many false positive errors by marking legitimate emails as spam, which means high false positive. Precision is low because it makes many false positive errors. Recall is high because it captures most of the actual spam emails. You need to strike the right balance between precision and recall, depending on your priorities and the potential consequences of false positive and false negatives. For example, in spam detection, you might prioritize high precision to avoid falsely flagging important emails as spam, even if it means missing some spam emails. However, in other situations like medical diagnosis, you might prioritize high recall to ensure you don't miss critical cases, even if it means a few false alarms. So that's a wrap up for today. I hope you now have a clear understanding of the precision recall trade-off in the machine learning. Thanks for tuning in and I'll catch you in the next video.